Hello, everyone. Welcome to Let the Lady Speak. I am Sonia, also known as SG from Let the Lady Speak podcast, where we have healthy discussions about life, love, dating, and relationships. Tonight, I can't forget, while promoting self love and healing, that's very important. Tonight, we have a special guest, my wonderful, wonderful YouTube friend, Miss First Home Tuber. She's going to talk to us tonight about home ownership. I feel like home ownership is important. I feel like investing is important. I feel like knowledge is important. So, we have an expert here tonight who's going to inform us about buying our first home. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Hey to everyone in the chat, everyone on the replay. So happy to be here on Let the Lady Speaks channel.
Thank you for coming. As always, it's always such a pleasure. Tell us a little bit about your channel before we get started.
Sure. So the name of my channel is First Home Tuber, just as you see on the screen.
Mhm.
And I am a realtor in the Chicago area, working on becoming licensed in Arizona. But being a realtor is, my job. It's something that I love to do. And I wanted to create a channel to help people buy their first ever property because there's so much. Actually, there's a lack of information. I was going to say that there's misinformation, but there's a lack of information out there on just how accessible it is. What I say on the channel is that it's not hard. You can do it. And the
Yes.
channel is here to help. So it really is like a digital video library for people to guide them step by step. On a Spot begins January 1st.
We're so excited. Yay.
Hashtag on the spot.
Hashtag on the spot. Okay, so our very first question. Hi, Messiah. You always look beautiful, honey. Thank you for joining us.
I want to see the chat too. Oh, there they are. Hi.
Hi. Um, so first and foremost, why do you feel like home ownership is important? Let's talk about that.
Why is home ownership important? For me, it's important for security,
Mhm.
financial security, and also physical security. So let's forget for a moment about the wealth gap, about building your net worth, about being a millionaire. Let's just talk about being secure financially. So people who don't own their home are more financially and physically vulnerable. Um, there are many of us who are just focused on surviving day to day, week to week, month to month, just making sure that we have the income to pay our bills and to be okay, right? What we often don't think about, though, is when you are paying your rent out. For most people, rent is a third to half of your monthly income, right? So
Mhm.
a third to half of your monthly income is going outside of your household every single month. And a lot of people don't think about it this way. So it's going outside of your household, and trust me, you will never see it again. All right.
Very true.
Your landlord is not going to give it back. Do I have a witness in the chat? Okay. As opposed to when you're making your monthly mortgage payment as a homeowner, that is going toward your equity. That is building your net worth. That is building your equity in your home every single month. And so
Mhm.
that's the difference between renting and owning.
Mhm.
Renting, one basically increases your financial position as you're making those monthly payments, and the other one actually decreases your financial position every month. The other part to security has to do with physical security. Politicians probably call it housing security, I think is the is the buzz term, but it's
Mhm.
basically how vulnerable is an individual or a family when it comes to how many days or months or years until if something happens, they're out on the street,
Right.
houseless, right?
Mhm. Right.
And so in many of our states, homeowners enjoy what is called the homestead protection. Have you heard of this?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, I think now but prior to a while ago, it was like federal law, so it was in all 51 states, but now it's in 27 states. Illinois, Michigan, where you are, Arizona, Texas, Florida, Georgia. These states have what's called homestead protection, which basically means that in case of extreme debt or bankruptcy or litigation like a lawsuit, you can file one piece of property to be protected as your homestead, which means that creditors cannot come after the property. So say even if I owned 17 properties, the
Mhm.
creditors could come after all 16 with the exception of the one that I have homesteaded. So if you think about it, that's another sense of security. Now, of course, there are a couple, instances where that will not work. You have to pay your mortgage, you have to pay your taxes, right?
Mhm, mhm. Yes.
But even in those cases, for a forced sale or what we call foreclosure due to not paying mortgage or taxes, that process is about 2 years long, as opposed
Okay.
to when you're renting and you can be evicted in 30 days, 60 days, or immediately in some states, if the landlord says that you're somehow endangering the property or other people.
Right.
So in terms of financial and physical security, owning your first property is so, so important.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Um, how should individuals prepare for ownership?
When you sent me these questions, you're such a smart lady. I love you.
I love you too. I did my research.
These are such great questions.
Okay.
And so, yeah, shout out to you for that. How to prepare for home ownership. Number one, get educated.
Mhm,
If you have not subscribed to First Home Tuber, I invite you to come over there. But even if you don't, right,
mhm,
get the information. I would love to give it to you, but
mhm,
it's out there. We're in the information age, and you definitely have access to it. I created Own a Spot to give people information about the process, to give them tips and
mhm,
lots of helpful resources, many of which people don't know even exist,
mhm,
and to pep you up and get you ready. So you have to
mhm.
get educated, number one. Number two, you have to get what I call packaged.
Okay. What's packaged?
Get packaged.
Okay.
Packaged means you put together what I call the approve me right now package. Okay. You're
Okay.
going to do a cute little scavenger hunt. It's going to be so fun. You're going to love every minute. Who likes organizing? Who
Mhm,
loves organizing and finding things and, being organized?
mhm.
Even if you don't, this is the most important step in the home buying process. And it happens before you are pre approved. Okay.
Okay.
You need to get your approve me right now package, which are for the last 3 to 5 years, bank records,
Mhm,
your tax filings,
mhm.
your full credit report, the
Okay.
full credit report,
Okay.
your monthly budget. Hello, your monthly budget.
Mhm.
This is the most important step, okay?
Okay.
It's the only step that sucks a little bit
Okay.
because I mean it's for some people this isn't fun for them.
Right. So, really quick question about the budget. Should
Yes.
they put it like listed on a spreadsheet? Do you have something you can offer them? And that includes everything that they spend down to the penny, correct? Because, some people's idea of a budget is
It's some lies.
very true.
Your
Okay.
real budget, okay?
Okay.
But great follow up. So number one, it's everything you spend and everything you earn. It's both, guys. Okay. You have money coming in, you have money going out. So all
Mhm.
the money you have coming in, side businesses, child support, alimony, everything that you receive, right? You'll list that out and everything that goes out. and you want to use real numbers, what's amazing is that you will already have in your package so far your bank statements. So having your bank statements on hand should assist you for that. I have tons of spreadsheets. I can send you a spreadsheet, no problem. I'd be happy to. You can write it down on a piece of paper, okay? It doesn't have to be electronic, but it has to be accurate. That's the only rule.
Okay. Okay.
So
Perfect.
your monthly budget. So what do we have? We have bank records, tax filings, your full credit report. You get that at freecreditreport.com.
Okay.
Your monthly budget and your lease history, your complete lease history. So you need to know, you need to have the address where you lived, the dates when you lived there, kind of like when you do a resume,
Okay. Okay.
and the contact information for each. So all of that together is your Approve Me Right Now package.
Mm-hmm.
You need all of these things
Mm-hmm.
in order to become approved for a home. It's not hard, but you need to have all of it, and you can't have any gaps. It has to be every single month consistently for the past 3 to 5 years.
Okay, perfect. For individuals that lived at home, what would they do? So if they're moving straight out of their parents' home,
Yep.
and they would their parent write a letter or?
Yeah, so the parent can write a letter,
Mhm.
especially if they are working, which they probably will be. They need to have their own independent budget. So
Mhm.
even if they're not paying rent or a mortgage, hey, this is what I pay for. This is my car, insurance, cell phone,
Okay,
whatever it
perfect.
is that you're paying, you'll need to have that.
Wonderful. Okay. So the big question, how much savings does one need? That's the biggest fear for a lot of new time buyers, first home buyers.
You know what? It is, and interestingly enough, that's the last thing you need to think about.
Really?
Did you notice that for 1 and 2, I didn't say, oh, go save, go get a down payment.
No, you didn't. Okay.
Get educated, get your package. Let me
Okay.
tell you why. Because
Mhm.
if you are educated, if you are a part of Own a Spot or any other similar program, and you have your Approve Me Right Now package,
Mhm.
you can get down payment assistance. And many of these are either forgivable loans or
Mhm.
actual grants,
Okay.
free money. Let me tell you guys,
Tell us, because free money is great.
we love it, right? Here in our country, there are not dozens, not even hundreds. There are thousands of down payment assistance programs in our country.
Okay.
Okay. The
Mhm.
only thing is, people don't know that they exist. And
Mhm.
so they're not accessing them, which is another reason why I wanted to develop this program, because your down payment should be the last thing that you think about, should be the least of your worries.
Okay.
Now, traditionally, it would be amazing if you had 20% saved. That means 20% of the purchase price saved for a down payment,
Okay.
but not at all necessary in 2021, 2022.
That is awesome news. That's so great to hear, especially with, people making changes in their employment and things like that. Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go on to the next question, thank you to everyone who was here in the
Hey,
chat. We appreciate
Ty.
you. Say hello. Don't be shy. And also thank you to First Home for coming to educate us on home ownership today. Okay,
This is
so
my favorite thing to talk about. So thank
I,
you.
I know I can feel the enthusiasm. I'm
I'm
happy. I'm
like,
like,
okay, let me
tell me
bring it down a
more.
little bit.
I'm learning a lot. I appreciate it. Okay.
Awesome.
So, what tips do you have for individuals with credit concerns such as bankruptcy, bad credit, collections, things of that sort?
I would say, what is your credit concern, right?
Mhm, mhm.
The first thing everyone needs to know is that no individual is approved based on their credit score, the number. No bank or lending institution looks at the number, whether it's
Oh,
850 or I don't know how low can it go, 505,
yeah.
and do they say yes or no?
Oh, okay.
Every lender will look at your complete credit profile, which is why you should be looking at your complete credit profile as
Mhm.
a part of your package. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, every lender has their minimums in terms of risk when it comes to the lowest they can go on credit score. But
Mhm.
again, it won't be based on that. It's your entire credit profile. So I would say print it out today. That's one step you can take today
Okay.
to see what's on there, to see what it is that's hurting you. For some people, their credit solution is a lot easier than they think, right? For
Mhm.
some people, you make 2 phone calls and that has now your profile has gone from not being able to be approved to being approved, right?
Mhm.
So, number one, know that it's your total profile. Look at your total profile before attempting to become pre approved. And let's see what those things are. And I'm not a tax attorney, I'm not any kind of attorney, but I
Mhm.
would say for people, a lot of people are considering bankruptcy because it's heavily marketed to their community.
Oh, okay.
And so I would say if you are someone who is considering bankruptcy, talk to a professional to see if that really is a step that you need to take, because sometimes it's not necessary for people,
Mhm.
but it's marketed toward people, and that might not be the best way.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you. The next question is, what can you one expect from the home buying process?
It's fun. It is
It's a
so
good time,
fun.
huh?
It is fabulous. It is so great.
Okay.
It's fun because the first part of it, if you think about it, once you do all of the grunt work,
Mhm.
which is basically the pre-work, you are set. You are set up. That's why I tell people about that package, because it's designed so that, like, anything that comes up during your process, if your
Mhm.
package is already together and organized, it's not going to create any extra stress, any extra steps for you. So you are out looking at beautiful homes with your realtor, just dreaming of your new life. That is fun.
Okay.
And then also, of course, getting there is very rewarding.
Okay.
You're going to be so happy and so fulfilled to have accomplished this for yourself. And if you think about it, most of us have gone through very hard things in life
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
come out victorious on the other side, okay?
Absolutely.
And
Yes,
this,
ma'am.
yeah, and this is the same kind of situation. That's why I know that people can do it. You definitely can do it. But basically, what you're going to do, many people will say in our industry, will say
Mhm.
the first step is to get pre approved. Well, there are things you need to do before getting pre approved, meaning your package. That's why I put it there, so that people are ready to be pre approved. Once you're pre-approved, you'll hire a realtor and you go out to look at homes.
Mhm.
And then most realtors do require that you are pre-approved before they start working with you. Some realtors will be like, oh, we can go see some things, but um, it varies. And then once you find a home that you love, you'll put in an offer on the home. Hopefully that offer is accepted. And then once the offer is accepted, then you have to get what I call for real approved. There's
Mhm.
pre-approved and then there's for real approved. So your
Mhm.
pre-approval is just a general, you are in a financial position to buy a home right now. For
Mhm.
real approved is once you've identified a home, your lender will take a look at that home and approve you to buy that specific house. And
Okay.
that has to happen in order for you to get to closing. And then you will have your inspection, which is
Mhm.
a physical inspection of the property itself, where you get a full report on all of the things that may need repair, may need maintenance. You get a full report on that.
Mhm.
And then if there are any repairs, you can negotiate with the seller on if they're going to fix it or give you a credit at closing, which is basically just money.
Mhm.
Okay. And then once you are for real approved, your lender will give you a call and say you are clear to close, which means Merry Christmas. And you set a closing date where you sign all of your documents and you get the keys to your new beautiful home.
Oh,
So that's the
wonderful.
process in a nutshell.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Guys, if you have any, thank you, Miss Messiah. Okay. The next question we have is, please give your suggestions and thoughts on real estate investment. That is something that I have been very much interested in. And for I do invest in the stock market, but I would like to do real estate
Amazing.
investment as well. So let's talk about that for a little bit, if you don't mind.
Great. That's awesome. Shout out to you for being an investor. I told you guys she was smart.
Thank you. I'm
She did
trying to
not
have
teach me.
10 streams of income so I can retire
At least.
at least.
Awesome. Well, what I want to tell people is that there are many avenues when it comes to real estate investing. Okay.
Mhm, mhm,
And this is something I thought about actually when I started the channel. And I said, there are a lot of real estate investment people in the internet space. And
mhm,
so I said, how do, I want to set myself apart. I really want to help people get into their first property because I believe that like once you get over that initial gateway,
mhm.
that is, you are familiar enough with the process and knowledgeable enough, to move into if you want to, do flipping or whatever.
Okay.
So, one approach to real estate investing is flipping, purchasing something at a very low price, improving it, and selling it on the market.
Okay.
There are other things. There are things like house hacking. I'm not sure if you've heard of house
I've
hacking.
never heard of that. Do tell.
Yes. Okay. So, house hacking has become hugely popular in previous years. And it's basically taking advantage of what most states have as an advantage for investor occupiers, right? So
Mhm,
say I want a house hack, right?
mhm,
So I will buy a single family, or for most people, they'll buy a multi-unit. So let's say
mhm,
I'll buy a 3-unit building, right?
mhm, mhm.
I'll live in one of the units. So living in one of the units has a tax benefit in most states, and it could have some mortgage benefit in some states. And
Okay.
then I rent out the other 2 units for income.
Okay.
And so some people do that for a period of time, and then they sell the building and purchase another one and move into that one.
Oh,
And so it's called house hacking because you are being an active real estate investor, but the added kind of component of living in the home yourself, you do that to realize additional benefit.
okay. Wonderful.
Yeah. You can also be what I call a passive real estate investor and invest in a REIT, an REIT,
Mhm.
which is basically a real estate investment trust. And these are, so you're familiar with the stock market, right?
Yes.
So when homeowners have a mortgage, right, we
Mhm,
are paying back, interest and principal on our mortgage, right?
mhm. Right.
So that can be sold. My mortgage can be sold as a security to another party.
Mhm,
And so some rates will bundle many mortgages and sell it to a rate, right? And so as people are paying their mortgages, or in commercial rates, when these big shopping malls, when people are paying their rent to the owner of the shopping mall,
mhm.
you get a piece of that profit, just like
Speaking my language. Hey, Auntie, thank you for supporting.
Hello.
Auntie's advice is here. Hi.
Hi. Hello to everyone in the chat. So yeah, it's a passive way to invest in real estate. Also an amazing hands-off option if that works for you.
I
You
love
like that?
that. I love that.
Yeah.
That is great information. Okay, thank you. Does anyone in the chat have a question about First Home Tubers program? And or we're going to talk a little bit more about it, but do you have any questions at all, you guys? Thank you. Please thumbs up the video. Thank you for your support. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much. Okay, so please give us a little more information about your Own a Spot that's starting January 1st, your first time home buyers program. Let's talk about that in your channel.
Oh, I'd love to. So, On a Spot officially begins January 1st. It's completely free and here on the YouTube platform.
Mhm.
All you have to do is subscribe to the channel. What will I be providing at On a Spot? Um, I will take you through step by step how to put together your Approve Me Right Now package. Like I said, that's the most important part, but we'll do some other fun things.
Mhm.
I'll take you through different home types. You need to know what kind of property you need. I will
Mhm.
take you through how to select the right neighborhood for you.
Mhm.
Realtors are not allowed to point you to specific areas for legal reasons. So it's
Mhm.
very important that you know where you want to buy. So you need to know what you want to buy
Mhm.
and where you want to buy.
Okay.
I take you through many of those down payment assistance programs that I mentioned. There
Mhm.
are so many for people to take advantage of. I'm going to give you all the resources when it comes to that.
Mhm.
I also talk in the program about um, the process. In order to purchase a home, you're going to have a team.
Mhm.
Several people will be involved with you: your realtor, your lender, your inspector, your appraiser, your attorney. So I talk about how to hire these people, how to properly vet them,
Mhm.
and give you a few tips, to help you along the way. Your realtor and your lender by far will be the two that's like coaches.
Okay.
So they are the ones that you're going to interact with the most, but there
Mhm.
are other people involved in the process to get you to your goals. So we talk about who all of those people are.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful.
And then I go through what to expect through each step in the process. I think it makes it less scary for people when they know off the bat what
Mhm.
is going on. And I also think it makes people more empowered through the process, and people, aren't in a position to take advantage, which is very
Absolutely.
important for me.
Yes. Yes. So we have a question. Are there any recommendations for the down payment grants?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Okay.
yes. Um, so there are several on the federal level. Check with HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development. That's the
Mhm.
first tier. The second tier would be state programs in your state. So check on your state's website, your state's resources. Again, all of this will be rolled out with On a Spot. But if you
Mhm.
want to go and look today, those are two places that you can look right away.
Okay, wonderful.
Also, don't think about your affiliations, guys. Here, well, I'm not in Chicago right now, but in Chicago, where I practice now, we
Mhm.
have programs, down payment assistance programs for our police, fire, and teachers, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
if you or your spouse, you could be qualified for many things based on your profession and your
Mhm.
affiliations. So check those places as well as another tip.
Okay. They should do this for nurses too. We matter.
Oh,
Nurses
yes,
matter.
nurses. Oh, yes.
Hi,
And
Miss
more than
Real.
ever.
Thank you, ma'am. Hi,
Yes.
Miss Real Rose. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate you. Okay. Any other added information you want to give?
Let me see if there's anything I didn't touch on. I do get passionate.
That's okay. We appreciate the knowledge.
So thanks for bearing with me. I was like blah blah blah. Going back to preparing for home ownership, I said get educated, get your package right.
Mm-hmm.
I also say get your base in place. Your financial base, which some of us weren't taught to work on,
Mm-hmm.
is number one, secure your insurances. Everyone should have life insurance. And number two, the second part of your base is to have 3 to 6 months of emergency savings. Okay. Now,
Okay.
I would say if you are, wanting to save for it, I would say save for your financial base and then get a down payment assistance program instead of going after the more aggressive goal of saving 20% down, because for most people saving for a down payment is what delays them in
Right.
getting started, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So get your base in place. If you already have your life insurance and 3 to 6 months saved, you are in a great, great, great position. So I would also suggest to do that. And if you can't get to 3 to 6 months, 1 month, but
Mm-hmm.
just show a lender that you have it.
Okay.
Show a lender that you have it. Um, I also talk about, in addition to the down payment assistance programs, there are several creative ways that you can raise your down payment. And I talk about that in the program without getting a second job, without getting super stressed, without,
Mm-hmm.
putting more pressure on yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because that is, I want to save people time, money, stress, heart,
Okay.
headache,
All
heartbreak.
right.
Um, we talked about credit. I promise you it's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the funnest thing ever in your life. Ah, goodness. Yeah, and then we talked about the process.
Okay. So where can everyone find you?
I am first home tuber on all social media platforms.
Okay.
And I
Guys.
would love to be connected to you. I would love a random DM if you have a question. I'm very accessible, especially now, okay? So
Mhm.
it's December, January, February. These are the best months. If you need my help or assistance, I'm happy to do so.
Okay, wonderful. Guys, please follow First Home Tuber on all platforms. Go to her YouTube channel and subscribe and comment and thumbs up her videos. She has some informational videos there. And she also does a little ready to love. So you can chit chat about that as well. I want to thank you so much for coming on my first live.
Yes, everybody, make sure you thumbs up. This is the first ever live.
Please thumbs up. And thank you guys, Messiah, Miss Real Rose, Auntie. Thank you guys for stopping by and participating in the chat. And to anyone else that's watching, I appreciate you so much. Love, love, love. And that is it for this evening.
Thanks for
So,
having me.
hmm.
Thanks for having
Oh,
me.
you're very welcome. It is always a pleasure to collaborate with you. You know that. Always. Thank you. Thank you for the girl power. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If there's any here, I appreciate you. We will be in touch soon. Maybe we'll come up with something else, another collaboration for you guys. Okay. All right. Have a great evening. Thank you again. Bye.